The volleyball team made the CIAA playoffs for the second consecutive season. That's not only that, some football players, they made the all-conference first team in the CIAA. That's what Amare Wimbush, man. As Skip Bayless would say, out here scoring like Kevin bleeping Durant. And more coming up on today's episode of Bowie State Sports Talks. Do not go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. I'll be right back. Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good evening. Thank you for watching today's episode of Bowie State Sports Talk. I am your host, Jalen Sams, and man, this will probably be my last time talking about the football team on this podcast, unless the player, declares for the draft or a former Bulldog make a big move in the NFL, because the football season is over, man. Next season, I won't be here. So let's start with the banger. Might be my last time talking about the football team. But I congratulate running back Micah Robinson for being named CIAA Offensive Rookie of the Year. And it's very, very, very well deserved, man. Y'all heard me complimenting the running game this season. I can say that a little bit later. But he finished this season with 656 rushing yards, the fifth most in the conference, and 5 rushing touchdowns. He also had 125 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. And he's the first Bulldog since 2021 to have 500 rushing yards or more in the season. Like I said a few podcasts ago, the Bulldogs have no superstar player like they had in Namir Hall and Deion Gottlieb Jr., so on and so forth. But I feel like if he keeps this up, Micah Robinson can prove me wrong and become that superstar player. Like he has the potential for it. Just like the best running back I've seen this team have since 2021. So I think he got the potential for it. Definitely with the addition of the offensive line coach that they got from Virginia Union to help him out. I think he got potential to be that superstar that the Bowie State Bulldogs need. In addition to that, offensive lineman Jared Acuff, he was named the first team All-CIAA. And y'all know me, man. I'm a big guy myself, so I love watching offensive linemen. I love watching him specifically. Man, like he definitely deserved that first team. I didn't see much false starts, much holding, much penalties in general, whether it's illegal man downfield or you name it. I didn't see that from him this season often. Definitely no statistic to show how many sacks he gave up, but I don't recall. Of course, he gave up sacks. He's not perfect, but I don't recall him giving up as many sacks as the other linemen have. He was great this season, and I love watching him. He definitely deserved that first team All-CIAA award, but once and again, as I stated earlier, shout out to the coach, offensive line coach that Bowie State brought over from Virginia Union. I think he deserves a lot of credit because let me give you the statistics. You ready? Make sure y'all listening. All ears. Listen. Bowie went from 1,012 rushing yards and 405 attempts last season to this season. The Bulldogs went for 1,763 rushing yards and 393 attempts. I don't think y'all heard me. Let me say that one more time for y'all. Last season, the Bulldogs rushed for 1,012 yards and 405 attempts. This season, the Bulldogs rushed for 1,763 yards and 393 attempts. That is 12 less attempts, but 751 more rushing yards. If that's not the definition of improvement, I don't know what is. Shout out to Micah and shout out to the lineman for helping him out. But I think a big part of that credit really goes to the coach. And I'm someone who, often didn't get coaches credit. I think players deserve more credit. But this coach that we got from Virginia Union, he definitely deserves credit for this. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Also, shout out to linebacker Sadiq Saluwu. He also made the CIAA first team. Then you got wide receiver Joseph Tyler, running back Micah Robinson, punt returner Awesome Waller Jr., and the punt kicker Justin Zavala. All of them made the All CIAA second team. Very much deserved. Definitely our partner. Man, our partner was, oh my God. I remember last season, this was last season, not this season, but man, last season against Virginia Union, when we lost like 50 to 3, our partner was out there putting up real numbers with punts. I felt so bad for him and his leg. We punted the ball like almost every possession. It was terrible. So shout out to him. Very much deserved. I still think he's the best partner in the CIAA, but he didn't get the first team this season. It is what it is. We'll take it. But like I said, that's really it for football, man. Unless somebody declared for the draft or some breaking news happen, in which hopefully the breaking news isn't, Kyle Jackson being fired, like we hear, circling around on campus. But let me not say that. It's people wanting him fired, not that he will get fired. But other than that, that's really it for the football team. Best of luck to them these upcoming seasons when I'm no longer here. Because, man, they need that luck. Speaking of, the men's basketball team, they're 2-2 to start the season. And, I talked about the crazy, insane first two games. The first game ended off a misloader to win the game. Second game was a double overtime game. It was beautiful. But their next game was against Chinya University. And the Bulldogs, they won that game 88-83. Last week, they could not stop opposing player Isaiah Stewart. This game, they couldn't stop opposing player Joshua Blackmon. That man he only had 30 points on us. Let me not say only, because 30 points is crazy. He had 30 points, but I swear it feels like he had 50 points while I was watching this game. I feel like he scored every possession. I feel like he scored when he was sitting on the bench. That is how crazy he was doing us. He finished the game with 30 points, but let's not give too much credit to them, because right there with his 30 points, it was Amare Wimbush. He finished the game with 23 points, and he's been a stud so far this season. I mean, like a stud. My prediction was right of him taking that jump. I wish my prediction can be right, when I'm doing other things like horse races and whatnot. But hey, no luck there. I wrote a bit about him in my upcoming article that's about to drop probably in December that you can find on Bowie State. So you can go on Instagram and type in Bowie State The Buzz. It's a magazine, all right, sports articles for the magazine. Shameless plug, but you can find it there. It's dropping soon. But back to this game, I did not like all the free throws the Bulldogs missed. I didn't. Like, not to sound like an old head or anything, but like, it's free throws, man. It's free throws. And like, it's funny me saying that, because I hear MJ fans all talking about how LeBron is free throws, and I'm a LeBron fan. Like, I get what they're saying, but anywho, back to the Bowie State Bulldogs. They missed so many free throws this game. They shot 23 of 39, if I remember correctly. So that is 16 missed free throws, 16 missed points that could have been added onto this game. That made this game shouldn't have been that close. It was only like an 8-point win, I believe. It should have been more than 8 points. 16 missed free throws, unacceptable. And to add on to that, Amare Wimbush, he missed half of them. He shot 7 for 15 from the line. So 8 of those 16 missed free throws came from Amare. If he'd have made those free throws, he would have had 30 points. Missing out. You got to hit those free throws. You got to. But honestly, that's really the only negative I can remember seeing from this game. Other than that, this team played good. Now, I like their defense. They forced like 27 turnovers. I like what I saw from Justin. He was taking good shot selections. He made them. He got some clutch rebounds. But man, his turnovers. He had 6 turnovers this game, and like majority of them came from like careless passes. He got like stuck, couldn't pick up the ball, couldn't dribble, had to pick up the ball, couldn't dribble. So he threw like a careless pass, turnover. But other than that, he played great. And he played great because right before I came on air, he was named off the CIAA Player of the Week, and that's well deserved because he played great this game. Like I said, other than the turnovers, he played a pretty great game, so he deserved that CIAA Player of the Week. I don't think I remember, but last week when I was talking about I was talking about the basketball game, the final shot of the game where the switcher then switched so we could see the floater. The same thing happened in this game. First play of the game, Bulldogs win the jump ball. They go on offense. They throw a lob, throw down a dunk. But guess what? The switcher did not switch so we could see the dunk. I don't know who run the switcher board, but please wake up. nap time is over. You can take a nap during pregame warm-ups and while they're in the locker room. But once the jump ball start, wake up. Because I really wanted to see that lob. Definitely like the way the fans were cheering and crowd and loud must have been a crazy dunk. But we couldn't even see it. 2 weeks in a row that the switcher fell asleep on us. That's crazy. But the next game, the Bulldogs, they played against Felician. I can never pronounce that college right. Sorry. But unfortunately, the Bulldogs, they lost 88-82. And I only jotted down like a few notes for this game because nothing really stuck out to me. The first one I jotted down was that I noticed that Amare Wimbush, he wasn't playing. I don't recall him getting hurt last week. I reached out to the head coach and asked him, like, hey, is Wimbush okay? Is he playing the next game? Coach didn't respond. Perfectly fine. He don't have to respond to me. I'm cool with it. But I don't recall seeing him get hurt last week when he didn't play this game. And I feel like you can kind of tell that the Bulldogs missed him in his offense and his defense because he also been playing some great defense this season. But the Bulldogs really missed him in his offense. What else did I jot down? Oh, yeah. The second quarter, Elijah Davis. This man is a point guard. He drove to the basket, and he hit a running hook shot. If I tell you that I had to rewind the clip like 15 times to make sure my eyes weren't deceiving me. Not only that, I looked at the calendar to make sure we were in 2024 and not 1984. Like, did I just see a point guard, a player at all, hitting a hook shot in 2024? I love the shot. Don't get me wrong, but I thought I was tweaking. Like, I remember, I want to say it's like somebody on an OKC G League team, like two seasons ago. He was hitting hook shots. Now we got Elijah Davis hitting hook shots too. Like I said, I thought my eyes were deceiving me. I had to rewind the game 15 times, and open my phone and look at the calendar and make sure we're in 2024. It was a great shot, but I was shocked. I was caught off guard. I didn't expect to see that in the game. What else I like from this game? Oh, Kavon Corley. He had a great game. He scored 20 points. Big step up from last game. His last game, he only scored 6 points. So he stepped up big in the absence of Amare Wimbush. Caleb Johnson, y'all might recognize that name. He was on the team last season and the season before that. He was the starting point guard, but he didn't play like the first 2 games this season. He played this game, came off the bench, scored 9 points, had 5 assists. I'm glad to see him back. Hopefully he can find his way back to the starting lineup eventually because he was a great player. And that's really it. And it was also like a crazy dunk in this game. I think it's like off a steal, a fast break. A Bulldog got a poster out and dunk. I'm glad the switcher switched that time. But that was really it from this game. It was a great game by the Bulldogs, but they did fall short, 88-82. Tonight in the AC Jordan Arena, I believe at 7 o'clock, I want to say, the Bulldogs, they play Frostburg University. And man, last time these two teams played, it was a great game to watch. Warren, he came off the bench and he like lit them up. I mean, sparking them. He scored 20 points on a very efficient 8 of 10 shooting. And Amare Wimbush too. He came off the bench and he was sparking them up too. Like, I mean, I want to say like the final like 6 minutes of the game, Amare Wimbush and Warren, they scored 12 points together, back to back, just them two. No other Bulldogs, just them two scored 12 points back to back to back to back to back. I mean, not 12 points individually, but 12 points combined, just them two. They scored the final 12 of the 14 Bulldogs points. It was beautiful. I love they took over in that fourth quarter, coming off the bench. It was great. Wimbush, he scored 14 points this game. And like I said, Warren, he scored 20 points. Hopefully, if you can see that from them again tonight, as this time both of them are in the starting lineup, assuming that Wimbush is playing, because I don't know. Like I said, the coach didn't reach back out to me, so maybe he is playing, maybe he isn't playing. But if he isn't playing, hopefully we still see that performance from Warren, because man, that was probably like the best game I see him play so far in college. I loved it. Next, we got women's basketball. And last week, I told y'all, I didn't watch the exhibition game because that I wasn't going to pay for it. I was able to watch their game this season, and I finally got to see them play against California University of Pennsylvania. And they look pretty solid. But my theory of Destiny Wiles being the number 1 option, it was right. Because she finished the game with 24 points. That's like 3 straight games, 2 exhibition games, and this real game of her being like taking the most shots on the team, and scoring the most points. So she's the new number one option. That's confirmed now. But she finished with 24 points. She did struggle from the field. She shot 5 of 17, but 14 of 16 from the free throw line. Look, at least she's making her free throws. I'll take it. But funny story. Well, not funny. It's kind of sad, but funny. The Lady Bulldogs, they entered the fourth quarter. They was up by 18 points. Destiny was on the bench to start the fourth quarter, by the way. And that 18-point lead got cut down to 12. Coach called a timeout. Destiny checked back into the game. And she took over, right? She scored or assisted on every Bulldog point for the remainder of the game. From when she checked back in to when the buzzer went off, she scored or assisted on every Lady Bulldog point. And I love that for her. But let's not act like she didn't play poorly too in that fourth quarter. In the magazine, shameless plug again, I also wrote about her in the magazine story. Make sure y'all go read that when it drops. I only point out her positives. But look, I come right here to talk about the positives and negatives. So let's get to the negatives. She was very sloppy too during that fourth quarter stretch when she checked back into the game. It was like 4 out of 5 possessions that she had 3 turnovers and 1 missed shot. Now in the missed shot, it was a good shot. I'm not gonna lie. She crossed her defender up. She took a pull-up midi from the wing. She missed it. Okay, good shot. I'm not mad at it. One of the turnovers, she drove to the basket. Like she tried to put up a layup. But I guess she mishandled the ball. The ball went to the behind her. It didn't go. The basket to the left of her. No, the basket to the right of her. The ball was in her left hand. The ball went to the left instead of to the right to the basket. It was terrible. She lost control of the ball. Ended up being out of bounds. A turnover. The shot didn't hit rim or nothing. A few plays later, Bulldogs was up by 6 points with a minute and 50 seconds left. She waved off the Bulldog that was on the wing. She's saying she wanted an ISO on the right ring. She got by her defender, put up a floater, clank. The floater hit nothing but backboard. No rim, nothing, just backboard. Like she was doing a lob off a backboard to herself. It was a floater. So she let the team score. She did her thing, but she wasn't perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I didn't like what I seen from her in the fourth quarter, definitely. Too many turnovers, too many careless shots. Wasn't great. She finished the game with 7 turnovers. Had some questionable shot attempts. But other than that, she had a pretty good game. Even though those are 2 big things, turnovers and shot attempts matters a lot. But other than that, she played a good game. Because without her, take her off this team, the Lady Bulldogs would have lost the game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no plus minus of her on the court and her off the court. I'm pretty sure if there was, it would have been minus 100 with her on the bench. I'm being sarcastic, minus 15 with her on the bench probably. So without her, the Lady Bulldogs would have lost this game, but she played pretty sloppy. But hey, 24 points and a win, we'll take it. Returning player, Mia Smith, she also had a good game. She stepped up, she scored 13 points, and that helped the Lady Bulldogs win this game 60 to 53. Now on to volleyball. Like I said earlier, the volleyball team is in the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive season, as they will face first seed Shaw University. Probably the last team they won to face, because Lady Bulldogs has lost 12 straight matchups against Shaw, including the game that they played this season, unfortunately. But there's always a but. Remember when I told y'all our bowling team beat Elizabeth City State 50 straight times, right? What happened this season? Elizabeth City beat us. So hey, there's a chance we can put an end to the 12-game win streak and win this game in the playoffs. There's a chance. But with that out the way, let me say, show some love to some players that I enjoyed watching this season, because I didn't get to talk about volleyball that much really. So since the season about to end, let's go and show some love to the players. Taylor Johnson, y'all should already know. Wrote an article about her. She was great this season. She led the team with 363 digs, led them with 28 aces. Once again, shameless plug. You can find an article on Bowie magazine page. It's called The Buzz. Go read it. It's a great article. Returning player Nina Edwards, she led the team with 182 kills, and led the team in blocks with 69. Nice. I would probably say she was like the most fun player to watch this season. Cause I remember it was against Livingstone, I believe it was. She had her career season high in kills and season high in blocks. She had 14 kills and 6 blocks in that one game against Livingstone. It was beautiful. Like, she was phenomenal that game. Finding the open spot on the court to get a kill and timing her jump right to get the block. I loved it. I would say that's like her best performance of her career. I didn't see that from her last season. So yeah, I loved it. And really, that's all for today, folks. Pretty short episode. Football season ending, basketball season beginning, bowling season not kicking off again until January. The volleyball team, like I said, they play this Saturday against Shaw University. So when I come back next Tuesday or so, y'all will hear about how they did, if they won, if they lost, and whatnot. And yeah, make sure you all go show your Bulldogs some love tonight in the AC Jordan Arena as they play Frostburg University, because it's gonna be must-see TV, whether Amare play or not. Because Warren, I'm gonna go over under 20 points for Warren. Over under 25 points for Warren. I'm gonna go over. That's how confident I am in him going off this game. Please prove me wrong. Don't have me on here sounding dumb. Hopefully he dropped 25 points. With that being said, I appreciate you all for listening or watching this video. Stay tuned for next episode. I'm out.